If Earth disappeared tomorrow, would the universe notice? Imagine this. You wake up tomorrow morning, but Earth is gone. Not destroyed, not shattered by an asteroid or consumed by the sun. Just gone. Erased from existence in an instant. No explosion, no warning. One moment it's here, the next it isn't. What would happen? Would anything change? Would the universe notice? Or would everything continue exactly as before, indifferent to the absence of the only world we've ever known? This isn't about catastrophe. It's not about humanity's end. It's about something deeper, something more unsettling. It's about our place in the cosmos, our significance, or lack thereof. It's about confronting a question we rarely ask because the answer is uncomfortable. If Earth disappeared, if every human, every animal, every tree, every city, every memory vanished in an instant, would the universe care? Let's begin with what's closest, the moon. For 4.5 billion years, the moon has orbited Earth, locked in gravitational embrace, tidally locked so that the same face always points toward us. It's our constant companion, the brightest object in the night sky. But if Earth disappeared, the moon would be free. Without Earth's gravity to hold it, the moon would immediately begin drifting. Not quickly. Space is vast and motion is relative, but its orbit would decay. Within hours, the moon would begin moving along a new trajectory, influenced now only by the sun's gravity. It would become a small planet in its own right, an independent body orbiting the sun at approximately Earth's distance. The moon would be fine. It doesn't need Earth, it never did. For billions of years before life emerged on Earth, the moon orbited silently, a barren rock, illuminated by sunlight alone. And if Earth vanished, it would return to that state, silent, alone, unchanged. But there would be no one left to see it, no one to give it a name. The word moon would cease to exist because the civilization that named it would be gone. It would just be another rocky body, unremarkable, forgotten. Now consider the satellites. Thousands of them orbit Earth. Communication satellites, weather satellites, the International Space Station, the Hubble Space Telescope, GPS satellites that guide navigation, satellites that monitor climate, track storms, relay internet signals. If Earth disappeared, they would all be orphaned. Without Earth's gravity, their orbits would decay immediately. Some would drift into solar orbit. Others, those in lower orbits, would have residual velocity carrying them in elliptical paths around the sun. The International Space Station, traveling at 17,500 miles per hour, would continue in that direction, gradually pulled by the sun's gravity into a new orbit somewhere between Venus and Mars. But these objects are small, fragile. Without maintenance, without power, they would become debris. Solar panels would degrade from radiation. Electronics would fail from temperature extremes. Micrometeorites would puncture hulls. Within decades, most satellites would be unrecognizable. Within centuries, they'd be fragments. Within millennia, dust. And no one would repair them. No one would retrieve them. They would drift in the silence of space, monuments to a species that no longer existed. The sun wouldn't notice. Not immediately. The sun is 93 million miles away. Light takes 8 minutes to travel that distance. So for 8 minutes after Earth disappeared, sunlight would still travel toward where Earth used to be. Photons, electromagnetic radiation, pouring into empty space, warming nothing, illuminating nothing. After 8 minutes, the sun would continue shining, unchanged, unaware. The sun doesn't care about Earth. It's a star, a massive ball of fusing hydrogen. It has been burning for 4.6 billion years. It will burn for another 5 billion. During that time, Earth has been a minor gravitational influence, one of 8 planets, not the largest, not the closest, just another object in orbit. Without Earth, the sun's total gravitational field would change by an infinitesimal amount. Earth's mass is about 0.0000003% of the sun's mass. Losing that mass would be like losing a grain of sand from a beach. Unnoticeable, irrelevant. The sun's fusion would continue. Its magnetic field would fluctuate. Solar flares would erupt. Coronal mass ejections would blast into space. and none of it would be affected by Earth's absence. The other planets would be similarly indifferent. Mars would continue its orbit, Jupiter would continue dominating the outer solar system, Saturn's rings would spin, Uranus and Neptune would drift in the cold outer reaches, Venus would still be a scorching hellscape, Mercury would still be baked by solar radiation. None of them would change, none of them would notice, but there would be subtle effects, gravitational effects. Earth's gravity, though small compared to the Sun's, influences nearby objects. Asteroids whose orbits bring them close to Earth are deflected slightly by our gravity. Earth's presence has nudged comets, altered the trajectories of space debris. Without Earth, some of these objects would follow different paths. An asteroid that would have passed safely by Earth might instead collide with Mars 1,000 years later. A comet that Earth's gravity would have deflected might strike Venus. These are small effects, chaotic system perturbations. But over millions of years they accumulate. The solar system is a finely balanced gravitational dance. Remove one dancer and the pattern changes. Subtly, almost imperceptibly, but it changes. And yet, from a cosmic perspective, these changes are meaningless. The solar system doesn't care. It's not alive. It has no consciousness, no awareness. It's just matter following the laws of physics. Gravity, inertia, momentum. If Earth disappeared, the equations would adjust. The system would find a new equilibrium, and it would continue forever. Now think about what humanity has sent beyond Earth. The Voyager probes, launched in 1977. Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. They've traveled farther from Earth than any human-made object. Voyager 1 is now over 15 billion miles away, beyond the influence of the sun's solar wind, in interstellar space, still functioning, still sending signals. If Earth disappeared, Voyager would continue. Its trajectory is set. It's moving at 38,000 miles per hour relative to the sun. Nothing will stop it. It will drift through the galaxy for billions of years, passing stars, entering other solar systems, maybe in the distant future, encountering another civilization. Each Voyager probe carries a golden record, a collection of sounds and images from Earth, music, greetings in 55 languages, pictures of humans, animals, landscapes, instructions for how to play the record etched onto its surface. It's a message, a time capsule, a declaration that we existed, that we were here. But if Earth disappeared, that message would become an obituary, a record of a species that no longer exists. And Voyager would carry it into the void, alone, silent, a ghost ship drifting through eternity. Would anyone ever find it? The galaxy is vast, incomprehensibly vast. Voyager is one small object moving through a space containing 100 billion stars. The odds of it encountering anything are astronomically low. It will likely drift for trillions of years without coming close to another star. And even if it did, even if an alien civilization found it, they would discover only artifacts, evidence of extinction, proof that we were here, and then we weren't. Then there are the radio signals. For over a century, humans have been broadcasting into space. Radio, television, radar. These signals travel at the speed of light. They've spread outward in a sphere, currently about 200 light-years in radius. That sphere contains thousands of stars, and those signals carry information. Fragments of human culture, news broadcasts, music, sitcoms, military communications. But these signals weaken as they travel. The inverse square law. Double the distance, and the signal strength drops to 1/4. By the time our signals reach even the nearest stars, they're almost indistinguishable from background noise. An alien civilization would need incredibly sensitive equipment to detect them. And even then, they'd only detect fragments, distorted, incomplete. If Earth disappeared tomorrow, those signals would continue spreading. A 200 light-year sphere of electromagnetic radiation, expanding at the speed of light, carrying echoes of a dead world. For 200 years, anyone in that sphere with the right equipment could detect us, could know we existed. But after that, the signals would fade, red-shifted by the expansion of the universe. absorbed by interstellar dust, scattered by plasma. Within a few hundred years, humanity's radio footprint would be undetectable. And then silence. Now zoom out. Leave the solar system. Leave the local neighborhood. Consider the galaxy. The Milky Way contains between 200 and 400 billion stars. Our sun is one of them, an average star, not particularly large, not particularly small. Located about 26,000 light-years from the galactic center, in a minor spiral arm called the Orion Spur. If Earth disappeared, the galaxy wouldn't notice. The Milky Way is 100,000 light-years across. It contains solar systems beyond counting, planets beyond imagining. Earth is one planet around one star in a galaxy of hundreds of billions of stars. Our disappearance would be statistically irrelevant, a rounding error, less than a rounding error. The galaxy would continue rotating, stars would continue forming and dying, supernovae would explode, black holes would consume matter, nebulae would glow, and none of it would be affected by Earth's absence. We are invisible to the galaxy. We always have been. Zoom out farther. The universe contains an estimated 2 trillion galaxies, each containing billions or trillions of stars. Earth is one planet in one solar system, in one galaxy, among 2 trillion galaxies. The numbers become meaningless. The scale transcends comprehension. If Earth disappeared, the universe would not notice. It cannot notice. The universe is not conscious. It's not aware. It's matter and energy following physical laws across unimaginable spans of space and time. Earth's existence or non-existence changes nothing on that scale. We are less than a speck, less than a grain of sand on an infinite beach. But here's the uncomfortable question. Does that make us meaningless? If the universe doesn't care whether we exist, does our existence have value? If everything we've ever done, everyone who has ever lived, every thought, every emotion, every achievement, every tragedy could disappear without the universe blinking, what does that say about meaning? Some would argue that meaning is intrinsic, that it doesn't require external validation, that the fact we can ask these questions, that we can contemplate our own insignificance, is itself significant. We are the universe's way of knowing itself. We are matter that has become conscious, atoms that can think, star stuff that can wonder about stars. That's a comforting thought, but it's also anthropocentric. We assign meaning because we need meaning, because the alternative, that we're just complex arrangements of particles governed by physics, that consciousness is an emergent property with no cosmic significance, is too bleak to accept. But the universe doesn't care about our comfort. It doesn't care about meaning. It simply is. Stars form, stars die, galaxies collide, black holes grow, space expands, and none of it requires witnesses. None of it requires purpose. Consider a tree falling in a forest with no one around. Does it make a sound? Philosophically, the question is about observation. Scientifically, yes. The tree makes sound waves whether or not anyone hears them. The universe operates whether or not we're here to observe it. If Earth disappeared, the universe would continue. The sun would shine, planets would orbit, stars would burn, galaxies would spin, and eventually, billions of years from now, the sun would exhaust its hydrogen. It would expand into a red giant, swallow Mercury, swallow Venus, and if Earth were still there, it would swallow Earth too. But Earth won't be there. In our scenario, it's already gone, and the sun won't care. It will expand, shed its outer layers, collapse into a white dwarf, and cool, slowly, over trillions of years. And then much later, the universe itself will change. Stars will stop forming, galaxies will drift apart. Accelerated by dark energy, the expansion of space will increase. Eventually, galaxies beyond our local group will be so far away that their light will never reach us. The universe will grow dark, cold, empty. Protons will decay. Black holes will evaporate via Hawking radiation. And in the end, nothing will remain. Just a cold, dark, expanding void. The heat death of the universe. At that point, whether Earth existed or not will be irrelevant. There will be no records, no memories, no evidence. The universe will be a featureless expanse of near-zero energy, approaching absolute zero, where nothing happens because there's no energy left for anything to happen. And in that final state, Earth's brief existence, humanity's brief moment of consciousness, will have left no trace. We will be as if we never were. So would the universe notice if Earth disappeared? No, not now, not ever. The universe is indifferent. It has no capacity for noticing. It operates on scales so vast that individual planets are irrelevant. We are not important to the cosmos. We never were. But maybe that's okay. Maybe significance doesn't require cosmic acknowledgement. Maybe meaning exists at smaller scales, in the connections between people, in the moment of kindness, in the beauty of a sunset, in the curiosity that drives us to ask questions about the universe in the first place. Maybe meaning is local, personal, temporary, and maybe that's enough, because the alternative, demanding that the universe validate our existence, is asking too much. The universe doesn't owe us significance. It doesn't owe us anything. We exist in a thin film of atmosphere on the surface of a small rocky planet, orbiting an average star in a galaxy of hundreds of billions of stars in a universe of trillions of galaxies. We've been here for a few 100,000 years, civilization for a few thousand, industrial technology for a few centuries. In cosmic terms, we've existed for an eye blink, less than an eye blink, and someday we won't exist. Whether Earth disappears tomorrow or the sun consumes it 5 billion years from now, the result is the same. Earth will be gone, humanity will be gone, and the universe will continue, unchanging, uncaring, eternal. But right now, in this moment, we are here. We can look up at the stars. We can wonder about our place in the cosmos. We can ask whether the universe would notice if we disappeared. And in asking that question, we demonstrate something remarkable. We are capable of stepping outside ourselves, of imagining perspectives beyond our own, of contemplating the infinite and recognizing our smallness within it. That's not nothing. It might not matter to the universe, but it matters to us, and maybe that's all meaning ever was. A local phenomenon, a human construct, something we create because we need it. Because without it, existence is unbearable. If Earth disappeared tomorrow, the moon would drift. Satellites would become debris. The sun would shine. Planets would orbit. Voyager would continue into the void. Radio signals would fade. And the universe would remain exactly as it is. Vast, cold, indifferent. No one would mourn us, because there would be no one left to mourn. Our cities would be gone. Our art, our music, our literature, our history, every thought ever thought, every word ever spoken, every life ever lived, erased, as if we never existed. And in the grand scheme, in the vast expanse of space and time, we barely did. We are a momentary flicker, a brief spark of consciousness in an unconscious cosmos, here for an instant, then gone. But we are here now, and we can choose what that means. We can choose to find meaning in our smallness, to marvel at the fact that we exist at all, to appreciate the fragile, temporary, beautiful reality of being alive on a small planet in an indifferent universe. Because if Earth disappeared tomorrow, the universe wouldn't notice. But we would. In that final moment, we would know, we would feel, we would be aware of our own ending. And in that awareness, there is something profound, something the universe, for all its vastness, does not possess. Consciousness, the ability to know, to feel, to matter to ourselves. And maybe that's enough. The stars will shine, the galaxies will spin, the void will expand, and somewhere for a brief moment on a small planet, we were here. We looked up, we wondered, we asked questions, and then we were gone. And the universe continued, silent, eternal, indifferent.